Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is a live recording of a 50-minute full body flow. So find some space to move and let's get started. Well, all right. I think we'll get started. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm not going to use any props today. I think we'll start sitting down as well. So if you want to find your way into a nice comfy seat, and maybe we can place our hands on our knees to start. Bring some length into your spine. We'll move our upper body a little bit, but you can close your eyes. And take an inhale as you sit even taller. And then as you exhale, you can start to turn your chest over towards the right side. Take a twist and maybe moving your hands, one behind you and maybe one to the opposite knee. And then press the ground away a little bit more. Just sit as tall as you can. And give your shoulders a chance to fall from your ears. Staying for a breath, and then you can use an inhale to slowly turn forwards, and you can continue to exhale and twist to the other side, and maybe moving your hands again. One reaching for a knee, one pressing into the ground behind you, and sitting a little taller, and letting your shoulders fall again. And take just another breath. And letting an inhale turn you back so that you're facing forwards. We're going to do that one more time on either side, but if you're sitting cross-legged right now, cross your legs the other way if you can. And just find your center again and maybe place your hands back on your knees. And take an inhale to sit nice and tall. And as you exhale, you can start to turn your chest back over towards the right side. And press the ground away. Slowing down your day. Take one more breath on this side, and then you can use an inhale to turn forwards. Start to exhale and twist to the other side. Press the ground away again, sitting tall, but letting your shoulders fall from your ears. Awesome, you guys. Take another breath. And then use an inhale to turn back so that you're facing forwards. And then you could uncross your legs and maybe bring your knees towards your chest. Take a little squeeze, maybe even a sway side to side. We'll lean back just a little bit. You can leave your feet on the ground if you want to. But lean back until you need to turn on your core and pull your belly button back towards your spine. You can hold onto your legs or you can reach past them. You can get a little lighter through your feet, maybe just the heels, maybe the toes. Pull the belly button in, let your shoulders fall from your ears. Find a little boat pose. Your feet can lift as high as they want to or even stay touching the ground. Just get a little warmer. Take another inhale though. And then as you exhale, you can lean forwards again. Bring your feet down. Give your knees another hug or squeeze. And then we're going to be making our way to a tabletop. So you can come onto your hands and knees when you're ready. Spread your fingers out nice and wide and maybe giving your hips a nice sway side to side. We're going to send our right leg back behind us, tuck the toes. You can keep your foot there or you can move it to the left, pressing into the ball of the foot. Maybe you'll bend your knee or your leg and try to bring it to the ground, crossing your legs. So you can stay here with maybe both of your knees on the ground. Maybe you'll lift your right knee back up. Maybe you'll tuck all your toes, both of your feet under, so you can try to float the left knee ever so slightly or into a crooked downward facing dog. Pressing into your hands, sending your hips high, straightening the legs a little bit more. But if you did lift all the way up, very slowly and gently start to come back down so that left knee touches. And maybe the right one does too. But then you can pop that right knee up and bring your leg back behind you again and slide back to tabletop. And give your hips a sway, maybe even replanting your hands. And then your left leg can come back. Stay here if you'd like, or move it to the right. Press into the ball of that foot. Keep that knee lifted or try to bend it. Try to touch the ground, crossing your legs. Stay here if you want, or you can lift the left knee up again and maybe tuck those right toes and maybe that knee too into a little hover or to lift all the way up. Pushing into the hands, sending the hips high. And if you did lift all the way up, very slow, with a lot of control, start to come back down. Touch the right knee lightly. And then maybe the left one too. And then you can lift your left one up. Slide that leg back and all the way into your tabletop again. And maybe replanting your hands. Maybe giving your hips a sway side to side. But then you can tuck your toes and lift your knees into downward facing dog. Maybe you'll pedal the feet a few times as you push a little bit more into your hands. And taking a nice slow and deep breath in. And let it go. You could even turn your chin from shoulder to shoulder, side to side, maybe even tucking your chin towards your collarbone just a little bit, and then relax your neck. Let your head be heavy wherever it wants to be. Take another full breath in and let it go, and then use an inhale to look forwards. And as you exhale, walk all the way up, all the way to the top of your mat. Inhaling into a half lift once you get there. And as you exhale, folding forwards to pause here. You can widen the feet a little if you want to. You could hold your elbows. Maybe even sway. But just bend the knees as much as you'd like so that you can let your head hang heavy. Your chest and your arms too. And create some space in your low back. Taking another breath here. If you have your elbows, you might let your hands fall back down towards the ground. Now bending your knees a little more. Let's inhale into a half lift. Bring some nice length into your spine. Push your feet into the ground and then exhale to fold again. Bend your knees more. And then let's roll up to standing one vertebrae at a time. Lead with your low back. Let your arms dangle the whole way to the top. Keep looking down, your chin tucked in slightly until you are standing all the way up. And then you can gaze forwards. You can roll your shoulders back and down too. And take a big inhale to reach up. As you exhale, fold forwards. Inhale into a half lift. And as you exhale, fold down. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up, and exhale, lower your arms to your sides. Take a shoulder roll if you want one, and inhale as you reach back up. Exhale as you fold forwards. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale to fold again. Inhale, coming all the way up, reach up. Exhale as you lower your arms down. Now you can take a shoulder roll if you'd like. We're gonna stay standing here. If you wanna move to hold on to something, just a little bit of balancing. Maybe the left heel, you could start there. Float the left heel. You could float the foot in front of you, lifting the knee up in front of you. Hold on to whatever you wanna hold on to. So maybe it's just the heel, maybe it's the whole foot. Maybe you can point those toes forwards if you're lifting your whole foot. Find your balance. You can stay standing tall, or you can start to look down. Maybe your foot touches the ground. Maybe start to look down and lean forwards, and maybe send your left foot behind you a little. And maybe you keep tipping and tipping until that left foot lifts. Holding whatever you want to hold, or reaching your arms out wide. Little airplane. Warrior 3. If you want to get a little fancy, you could try to point your toes up and maybe flex the foot. Try to point your toes behind you and lift your knee a little bit more. And then slowly finding your way back up to standing. To have both feet planted on the ground, maybe a little shake of the legs, maybe another shoulder roll, a breath, and then you can start to lift your right heel. Maybe this is as far as you go. Maybe the foot takes flight in front of you, lifting the knee, maybe pointing the toes forward. Just breathe wherever you are. You might start to look down a little though. Lean forwards a little. That right foot might touch the ground, might skip the ground, but it might come behind you. And you might keep tipping. And let your upper body counterbalance the weight of the leg as you lean forwards. Maybe spreading your arms nice and wide. Or hold on to whatever you got to hold on to. And only if you wanted to try to bend that knee, maybe point the toes up to whatever's above you, or then maybe flex the foot and point them behind you. And then you can slowly find your way all the way back up to standing and to having both feet on the ground. And give your legs a little shake, maybe even the shoulders. Find the top of your mat if you did wander off a little bit. And then use a big inhale to reach up. And as you exhale, fold forwards. Inhale into a half lift. And as you exhale, folding down to plant your hands and step your feet back all the way to downward facing dog. Pushing into the ground, maybe pedaling your feet. Take a nice slow breath in and out. Stay for an inhale. And as you exhale, we're gonna bring our knees down all the way to tabletop. We're gonna scooch our knees nice and close together. And then we'll cross our right leg up and over the left one. And let's just try to center our legs on our mat. So scooch the knees to the middle. You can widen the feet so they're on the edges of your mat, but just a little more centered so the spine is nice and long. You can stay on your hands, or you can lower down to your forearms. Just feeling your hips a little, maybe your glutes. And then just to get a little bit weird, if you wanted to try, you could come back up onto your hands. We're going to try to keep ourselves as centered as possible, but we could try to tuck our toes, try to tuck all your toes under, and then try to bring the knees back down. If one lifts a little, try to bring them down. Just try to keep everything as level as possible. And then you could lift into a little hover of your knees. You could lift all the way up, and our legs are just super crossed. Sending the hips high, downward dog, pressing into the hands. And if you did lift all the way up, you're just going to slowly come back the way you came. Maybe you can keep your toes tucked under as your knees find the ground. And just try to get both of those knees to touch if they can. Maybe they can't. Maybe they won't. Maybe some toes aren't tucked under anymore. You can flip to the top of your feet. Take just another breath. If you skip that part and you're on your forearms right now, you might come back up onto your hands. We're going to uncross our legs. So you can scooch them back together. You can uncross them. Just bring your knees about hip width apart and take a nice sway through your hips too. And then we're going to reach both of our arms in front of us and start to let our chest, our foreheads melt down for a puppy dog stretch. Forget about your hips for a moment. Feel your shoulder. Let gravity pull you down. And using an inhale, you can start to lift back up again. Walk the hands back in. Scooch the knees back together. Left leg can cross up and over the right one. And then scooch around again. Try to center the knees. Widen the feet in the middle of the mat. You can stay on your hands or you can come down to your forearms. Or let your chest get even heavier than that. But maybe you're going to stay here, opening up those glutes, those hips. Maybe you wanted to get a little bit fancy, coming back up onto your hands. Now just notice where your feet are. Try to keep them as wide as they are. Try to tuck the toes under. If the knees lift, they're probably going to. See if you can get them to touch the ground again, tucking those toes under. And then maybe you stay here. Maybe you take a little hover of the knees. And then maybe you lift even higher than that. Really crossing the legs, pushing into your hands. Just trying to keep your hips as centered as you can. Resist tipping over to one side. But if you did lift, you've got to come back. And maybe those toes can stay tucked a little longer when the knees come down. And if you can try to touch both of the knees down, give it a go. See if it happens or not. Notice if any toes have become untucked. And then you can start to flip to the top of the feet as well. If you're still on your forearms, you can come back onto your hands. And we can all uncross our legs. Come back to tabletop. Take a nice sway through your hips. And then we've got a few breaths where we can either go back into our puppy dog stretch, or if you wanted to come to downward facing dog for a few moments, you could do that instead. But reaching your arms forwards. Think puppy dog, even if you're lifted up into downward facing dog, letting your head and your chest maybe be a little extra heavier and bending your knees more. Feeling the length of the arms, the openness through your shoulders. And if you did lift up to downward facing dog, we're actually going to bring our knees back down. And if you are in puppy dog and your knees are already down, just start to lift your chest. Come back to tabletop, all of us. We can let a palm, one hand, flip up. You can spread your fingers. And then switching to the other hand, palm up. And then bring that palm back down, back to your tabletop. Now let's shift our shoulders forwards a little bit towards the fingertips. Bend the elbows and slowly lower our chest and our chin, a little tricep push up, but we're coming all the way down to the ground. So once your chest and your chin gets really low, you can slide onto your belly. Move your hands so they're next to your chest, close to your shoulders, and try to take a shoulder roll as you lift your chest just up a little bit. And keeping your chest up a little bit, draw your belly button back towards your spine. Feel your back turn on. Leave your toes, the tops of your feet touching the ground if you can. Just hugging your elbows into your sides. Gazing to the ground just in front of you. But feeling that love through your back. And still pulling your belly button back towards your spine. So our hands, we're going to move them and we're just going to keep everything else as it is. You can move one at a time or both out nice and wide. Maybe you land on your fingertips, gently pressing them into the ground. Pull the belly button in again. Make sure you're still breathing. And when your feet want to float, can you let them come back down? Awesome, you guys. Just here a little bit longer. You can stay where you are with your arms, or you can reach them straight out in front of you. And hopefully Gus doesn't mind. But still, just a little lift through the chest. Pull the belly button in again. A lot of work for the back here, the core. Keep your feet down when they want to float. Look to the ground too, so that your neck is still in line with your spine. Feel that nice, lovely heat. And we're only doing this once, that's why it's lasting so long. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, you can melt it down. You can relax. You can move your hands, maybe under your forehead. You can give your hips a nice sway, side to side. And slow down again. We're going to move our left arm out to the side. Nice and straight today. Hands in line with your shoulder, elbow in line with your shoulder, palm facing down. You can roll onto your left side if you'd like. You can move your right leg as far behind you as it will go to turn your hips to twist a little bit, but try to let your head be heavy. Rest your head on the ground if you can. Stay for another breath. If you did roll onto your side, just slowly tip back over onto your belly. And take a moment to stack your palms and maybe sway your hips. And try to soften through your back, your belly. Our right arm will make its way out to the side, though when you're ready, just take a peek. See if you can line everything up with your shoulder. And then if you're going to roll onto your right side, you can start to roll over. Maybe moving the left leg behind you a little bit more, or maybe not really. Just let your head rest on the ground if it can. Few breaths here. You can stay for another breath on this side, and if you are on your side, slowly find your way back over onto your belly again and stacking your palms, resting your forehead, and maybe taking a sway through the hips. So we're going to be lifting our left foot up into the air. You can just squeeze your leg, or you can reach for it. You can hold it with your left hand. You can hold the outside edge of the foot. You could hold the inside edge of the foot. Now we can focus on the quad stretch, just hugging the heel towards the glute. Or if you don't want to reach for your foot, just squeezing the leg, strengthening your hamstring. You can leave your chest down on the ground though, relaxing through your upper body. Or we can come up onto our forearms, maybe just our right forearm though, if we're going to reach back for our foot. So just kind of cross your forearm in front so that you feel level. You're still able to have your chest facing the ground, facing forwards, hugging your heel towards your glute, either holding the inside edge or the outside edge. But if you're up on your forearm, try to lift your belly button off the ground too. So you have to strengthen a little bit more through the core and the back and push your forearm into the ground too. It's a little bit more purposeful. Your left leg though, we can try to squeeze that leg a little bit more and try to lift the quad off of the ground. So push your foot into your hand, see if it will lift at all, or just work a little bit more by pushing your foot into your hand, whether your leg leaves the ground or not. So just take a moment, and then you're going to let it all go, that left leg included. And you're going to take a second to relax everything. Stack the palms, shake it out. And we'll switch sides. So this can be a nice stretch. You can leave your chest on the ground, relax your upper body, maybe hold your foot, or maybe just squeeze the leg to hold the foot up. Inside edge, outside edge, whatever your shoulder prefers. Or you get a nice stretch from. But if you want to turn on the upper body a little bit more, you can. Lift the chest. Have that left forearm underneath your chest. And maybe reaching for the foot again. And then trying to lift the belly button towards your spine. A little squeeze of the glutes even. Press the forearm into the ground. Finally pressing the foot into the hand, maybe to try to float the leg. It's very micro movement. Just a little press of the foot into the hand. Might turn your whole leg on, whether it moves or not. But it's just optional. And then nice and slow, start to find your way back to both legs long, relaxing down, stacking the palms, maybe swaying the hips. And then we're going to do that just one more time on either side. It won't last as long. So you can either lift the foot, you can hold the foot, you can lift the chest or keep it down. But left foot, and maybe you're reaching back. And maybe you're going to squeeze that leg and push your foot into your hand and try to lift the knee and squeeze and lift your belly button up and push your forearm down. And then just like that, it is over again. You can relax all the way down or you can just switch sides. Squeeze if you're squeezing. Relax your upper body. You're relaxing your upper body, doing a quad stretch. And then just like that, it's all over. So let your foot go, your legs go. And melt everything down and stack your palms once again and maybe sway your hips too. And then we're going to be rolling over onto our backs. So maybe you can just roll right over. If you've got to flip around, you can flip around, but lay on your back. Once you're on your back, you might sway your knees side to side. We're going to scooch our feet together, though, our knees together, so our feet are on the ground. We're going to cross our right leg up and over top of the left one, and we're going to try to widen our feet. So heel toe your left foot over to the right edge of your mat, crossing your legs as much as you can. Maybe if you let your knees fall away from your chest, you can try to get the right foot to the ground, just crossing your legs as much as you can. So knees together, but feet wide, and you can keep scooching those feet wider wherever feels right as you let the knees fall away from the chest. Might feel a little lopsided, but just see how it goes. You're going to scooch your feet, heel toe, scooch everything back through center, especially that left foot, back to the center of your mat. Knees a little closer to the chest again, and then just uncross your legs. Give the knees a sway side to side, a little massage of your low back. Bring everything back together, your legs back together. Cross your left leg over the right. And then you can heel toe your right foot to the left. Just widening the feet, knees together. See if you can get both feet to the ground. Maybe, maybe not. Letting the knees go away from the chest a little bit more, maybe to help do that. And then you can keep widening the feet. See how lopsided you get, but also try to stay level too. And then just start to scooch the feet back in and bring the knees back up. And that right foot, once it's in the middle of the mat again, you can uncross your legs, sway the knees side to side, press your low back down a little bit too. And then our right foot is going to come for the left quad, just a simple figure 4. You can leave your left foot on the ground or you can lift it up, hugging your legs towards your chest. With just a gentle press of the low back down. A little flex of your right foot, the one that's on the quad. Couple more breaths on this side. And if you do have your left foot lifted right now, you can start to bring it down. And uncross your legs too. Maybe just swaying your knees side to side. Your left foot can lift up. Find the top of the right quad when you're ready to switch sides. You don't have to lift your right foot up into the air, but you might be. Just a gentle press of the low back down, a little flex of that left foot too. Everything else can relax. Taking a few extra breaths on this side. And if you do have your right foot lifted, you can bring it on down and uncross your legs, maybe swaying your knees side to side. We'll let our knees tip over towards the left. If you want to cross your legs again, you can. If you've had enough of crossing your legs, you might just stack them. But come into a twist. Reach your arms out wide. Allow your belly to move as you breathe a little bit deeper. Using an inhale to lift your legs up out of your twist. Just recenter yourself on your mat, and then you can start to let your knees fall to the other side when you're ready. You're gonna cross your legs if you want, or just stack them. Just the shoulders, they stay down. And then breathe just ever so slightly deeper. So you can feel your belly trying to expand. Use an inhale when you're ready to help you lift your legs back up. And come on out of your twist and maybe hugging your knees into your chest or leaving your feet on the ground. Maybe massaging your back as you sway side to side. And then eventually letting your legs go. Out long, out wide. Your arms as well. Setting up for your Shavasana. So allow your body to melt into the ground. You can slowly start to move. Maybe your fingers and your toes, your hips. Maybe reaching your arms all the way above your head and taking a big stretch. But you can bend your knees so you can roll over. And finding your way up to a comfy seat. And bring your hands together if you'd like. Awesome practice, you guys. Thank you for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you very soon. Namaste.